Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at lug-to-lug.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for inquiring about this or any Watchbox watch. Email me for pricing, tmosso at lug-to-lug.com. Today, we're discussing a complication that is iconic of 21st century Girard-Perregaux. This is the WW.TC Financial Power Reserve. It is a worldwide time watch with the added refinements of a power reserve indicator and a scale that demonstrates which major stock exchanges are open when. So let's start with the basics. 41 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel. It's 11.2 millimeters thick and from lug tip to lug tip 51 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. Get a good look at it. It wears large for a 41, and that's going to be the case with a 51 millimeter lug to lug span. I am helped somewhat by the dramatic curve of the lugs. Nevertheless, I'm going to recommend you have a wrist my size or larger to wear this well. So 16 centimeters circumference and up. It also has a very flat profile with a domed bezel, so while it's broad, it's very low and should have very little trouble fitting underneath a cuff. Now the strap is high grade, as you can see. It is Girard-Perregaux, brand new, calfskin on the bottom. We have large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss on the top with a folded edge, a monotone black stitch, no gouging, no crimping. It's a brand new GP factory strap. In order to allow the lugs to be drilled a little bit closer to the case, a curved spring bar is used here, so there's no impediment to the motion of the strap, despite the fact that the lugs are drilled adjacent to the case. This allows the pivot centers of the strap to be somewhat closer inboard, making for better fit on a smaller wrist. So if you are borderline like me, this feature, this close drilling with the curved spring bar, is going to make the watch wearable. Now we have two crowns, both GP branded, both polished, a little bit like Frankenstein's monster. There's a bolt on each side. They're both screw down, though the watch is only 30 meters water resistant. They're really screw down to protect against inadvertent setting of either the city reference ring or the time. The case is fairly simple. It has extravagantly flowing tapered lugs. They're fairly huge. I can't think of too many watches that feature such exaggerated arcing lug profiles. It's very graceful, and it's distinctive of these WW.TCs. The lug hoods are polished, the bezel is domed, and then we have satination mid-case. Rolling around to the clasp on the opposite side, you can see it is a single fold deployant. Polished steel, Girard-Perregaux branded. This is here to avoid accidentally dropping your watch while donning or removing at bedside. The dial. It's a Louis Coutier world time system, which means you have these 24 reference cities representing the 24 principal time zones. You set your current city at 12 o'clock, and then you can read the hour adjacent to any city in the world. I'll make this just super intuitive here. So let's say where I am in Philadelphia, I'm on New York time, U.S. East Coast. So New York is my reference city up at 12 o'clock. Now, I know this is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I see 1400 is adjacent to New York. So I can see that it is 8 p.m. in Paris. I can see that it is currently 8 a.m. in Samoa. I can see that it's 10 a.m. in Anchorage. And I could see that in Karachi, Pakistan, it is currently midnight. Very easy. 24 time zones, 24 cities. And then we have this little semicircle split for the chapter ring. The world time reference ring is half black. Those are the places roughly where it is night. And then silver, the places where roughly it is daytime. Now, taking a quick look at the financial aspect of this WW.TC, you see big exchanges in Hong Kong, Tokyo, New York, and London. And then we have this little red index on the world time reference ring. And wherever the index is pointing, if it's pointing to one of these arcs, that means the exchange is currently open. So you can see here in New York, we've got about 2 more hours before the New York exchange is closed. When that little red index moves past Samoa, actually past Auckland right there, that will mean that the New York exchange is now closed. So wherever this little index is located, you know that the exchange it's pointing to is open. Now, in terms of actually changing your reference city, here's how that works. You just use the control over at 9 o'clock. And then let's say you want to change the actual time. Now you see how I moved London, but I didn't actually move the hands or the reference ring. As you change the time at center, the reference ring moves counterclockwise. Now we also have a lovely blue metallic sunburst dial center, a lovely tiered dial with wonderful depth. applique tri-Arabic numerals 12, 3, and 6, and applique indices for the other stations. There is lume. We have leaf-style hands or feuille-style hands. Plenty of luminescence, at least to tell the bear time locally. And then we have a power reserve indicator on a small seconds. And of course, the power reserve indicator will be energized by automatic winding, but if you wish to wind it manually, you can advance it rapidly. It's a wonderful little piece of horological theater right there. Again, screw down crowns, though the watch is 30 meters water resistant. It's mostly just to avoid accidental setting. On the reverse side, we can see a lovely Girard-Perregaux. This is based on the 3300. The movement is the 33G0.9. It's a unidirectional automatic winder with a 46-hour power reserve, hacking seconds, a power reserve indicator, a 4 Hz beat rate, world time, and 27 pivot joules. It is nicely decorated with linear Côte de Genève across the bridges, circular Côte de Genève on the rotor. Locating pegs that help to locate the bridges on the base plate have been polished on their heads. We have a particularly attractive set of bevels on the edge of the bridges, and then we also have blued screws in addition to polished screws. We actually have both right here. Satination on the wheels and then engine turning on the base plate, as well as on the mounting bracket just under the rotor for the winding system. It is very attractive, a true high horology, largely hand-finished movement from a brand that is newly independent once more, purchased by its management from the group that owned it last year, 2022. GP and UN are once again independent, and this watch is very much in keeping with the spirit of the past, hopefully something that will be respected by those who are governing the very bright future of this brand. Girard-Perregaux is going nowhere but up, and this is one of their all-time greats. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.